today. Okay, do you guys all get to do the CR out?
Yes.
We're going to 15:4. Okay. So let's look at number 1. The tree has 7 leaves and 2 leaves fall off the tree. How many leaves are left? What kind of problem is this? Is this an addition problem? Is this a subtraction problem?
Yes.
Yes. What do you think, Will?
The answer is 5.
5. Good job. So we'll color in letter B. Okay, number 2. Which weighs about the same as an apple? What do you guys think weighs the same as an apple? A watermelon, a grape, an orange, or a cherry? Kenzie. She said an orange, and she is correct. Do you guys know why? We don't really know the weight of all those, but they're about the same size, right? So that's why we can guess. Okay, number 3. Use cubes on your work mat. Jay's book has 24 pages, and she has read 9 pages. How many are left? Who could do that problem? Has 24 pages, and she has 9 left. She has read 9. How many are left? What do you think? 15. Good job. Okay. And number 4. Rhonda and Clark collect the same number of leaves. They have 20 in all. Which doubles fact tells about the leaves they have collected? So if they both collect the same number and they have 20 at all, which of these doubles facts tells about the leaves they collected? What do you think?
10 plus 10.
Good job. Because 10 and 10 are both the same number, and they both collected the same amount of leaves. And 10 plus 10 equals 20. Good job. Okay, I am going to pass out lesson 15:4. You guys can put this away. Sorry? Yes. You guys just leave this open or leave this shut and be looking at the front page. I'll know you guys are all ready when you're quiet and listening. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys have learned all about the different plane shapes. I know you guys all know the names and how many sides they each have and how many corners they each have. But today we're going to learn how to make pictures out of the plane shapes that you already know. So, for the first thing you guys are going to do today, I put baskets or a bucket of shapes in the center of your desk. And I know you guys are all going to share very nicely because the first thing I want you to do is use those shapes. And I want you to pick a couple of them out. And on your paper here, I want you to try to make a boat out of the shapes. Would that be what? No, you don't have to use all the shapes. If you just want to use one shape, that's fine. Or you can use a couple different shapes. A boat.
Okay.
And when you're done, just sit down quietly. want you guys to make a boat. That was awesome. You guys are getting very creative with this. I love it. Okay guys, look up here real quick. I want you to look at this boat. This is the boat that Kenley made. No, sorry, this is Ava's boat. How many shapes did Ava use to make her boat? How many did she use? Tell me. 10. Good. Ava used 10 shapes to make her boat. What kind of shapes did she use? What is this? What's this? What's this? Perfect. So she used 3 different shapes to make her boat. And then this one is Kenley's boat. Kenley made a cute little boat. How many shapes did she use? 2. She used 2. What shapes were they? So see how 2 of your classmates were able to make 2 totally different boats out of totally different shapes? One of them was tiny and one of them was big, but they were still both boats, right? Alright, nice job, guys. Oh, this is your favorite. Okay, come on out to the carpet for a second. Yeah, you need it. Silently, please. Hey guys, just leave the shapes for now. Come sit down. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. So look up here. What shape did this bunny rabbit make? A house. And he used, what are these 2 shapes?
Triangle and square.
Okay, I want someone to raise their hand and tell me how this house looks different than this house. What changed? Yeah. There's 4 shapes. Right. They added a and a rhombus to make it bigger, right? Do you think they can make the house even bigger?
Yes.
Yeah. They added 2 more squares to make the house even bigger. That's kind of like your guys' boats, right? Kenley made a little boat, and Ava added a bunch more shapes to make her boat bigger. And up here are a bunch of different shapes that you guys can make. So for number 1 and number 2, you guys are going to go back to your tables and use the shapes that I've given you and make 2 different pictures, and they can be whatever you want. But first, I want you guys to look at both these pages. Here, I'll hold it up. What's the difference between number 1 and number 2? Yeah. What's the difference? Do you have a question? Do you see a difference? Right. So we're going to challenge you guys. On number 1, you guys are just going to use these 3 shapes. And after you're done making your picture, you're going to write down how many of each you used. And then on number 2, you guys are going to be challenged to choose all of these shapes, okay? Do you have a question?
So we are like making a house.
Yeah. You can make a house, you can make a flower, you can make another boat. You can make whatever you want. You're going to make two different shapes. One on this page, one on this page. This page, you're only going to use these three shapes. You can use as many of them as you want. Maybe I'll have 4 triangles and 2 squares. Okay? And 0 of those, or however many you want. And once you're done, you guys can trace around it so you can have it on your paper, okay? Go ahead. Yeah, when you guys are done making your first shape, start at number 1 and make your first shape, and then trace it and write down how many of each one you used, okay? So go back and make the shape again and trace all the shapes on there so you can have it on your paper and go back and do it. Well, here's what you can do. Do you want me to show you guys an easy way to trace the shapes? Everybody take a pause and look up here for a second. Wait till I have everybody's eyes. Everybody's eyes. Okay, so for my first shape here, I made a rocket ship. So here's what I'm going to do to trace it, okay? I'm going to get my pencil, and first, I'm going to trace the triangle. Okay? And I'm going to move it away. Then I'm going to push the square up next to it. Oh, you guys can't see my pencil very well, can you? And I'm going to push the square up next to it, and trace the square. And then I can trace the next square. See how I'm doing that?
Yeah.
Because it's kind of hard if they're all stuck together to trace them once, right? You guys are pretty good at drawing the shapes too, so you can even try to draw whatever picture you want.
Remember, the more you use, the more you're going to have to trace.
that was right here.
Can I use the square real quick?
So you had this right here, and then we need a triangle right next to it. Okay, so next trace the triangle.
Can we have some oranges?
That's done with that? Okay, good. Now pull your next triangle over and trace that one.
I don't want to.
Or you can just wait until it's
And I go.
how many squares do you have? See, look. Make this right here, and then you trace one at a time. Okay? You like that? You trace one at a time. Any questions? Nope. Yes, the shapes are looking awesome. This right here.
This looks like you're using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares. Did you use 8 squares or did you use 4? We have the shape.
Where's your first one? I should go back and remake that and go to the right hand. Okay? One time, didn't you? And all I want you guys to do is trace one shape. Just trace one shape at a time, okay? Yeah. See, Henley, look how Ava, when you look at the picture, you can see each individual shape, right? So why don't you trace that out, okay?
Guess what I'm winning?
So,
Yes. Star. Flower.
Hey Jackson, don't forget to write how many of each shape you're doing. What about you? How are you doing? How about on this one you tried using more than just one? Why don't you try using one? How about that? Can you do that? I bet you can. That was awesome. And then write how many of each shape you use. It's kind of tricky. That looks good though. Do you need one more? You know what you're going to do? You can go ahead and trace one and go down there. Your picture's all fine. Doing good? Awesome. Go ahead and trace it now. For this, that's cool. Okay, raise your hand if you are done tracing both your shapes and you've written how many of each shape you use. Okay, I'll give you a couple more minutes.
What is this? Magical puppy having a good day. They don't want to actually.
Yes. Oh, on the back. Oh, not yet. to return to their own seats, we'll do it. Okay, well, I want you to return to your seats for just a second. Go ahead and turn your seats, okay? Okay, guys, I want everybody to look up at the board, and I'm going to explain the directions for the back so that if you're done, you can go ahead and move on, okay? If you're still working on number 1 and number 2, you can get back to that in just a second, but I want everybody's eyes up here. Wait till I see everybody's eyes. Still waiting for some people's eyes. Okay. So number 3 says, Dana started making a flower using these pattern blocks. Draw more leaves and petals to help her finish. So if I'm looking at this, it looks like I could add another petal on this side, right? And maybe if I'm trying to figure out where the other petals could go, I could take the shapes that are in the center of my table and I could actually make the flower on my desk, right? Would that help me out? Same thing with number 4. Number 4 says Jeff is making a model of this arrow. Right here. What shape does he need to add to his model? So if this is his model right here, he needs to add one of these shapes. If you need some help, you can make that out of the shapes on your desk and figure out which one makes it look like an arrow, okay? And then if you want, you can go ahead and go onto the journal, which says use pattern blocks to make a picture of a dog. And then we can see, I want you guys to do that one, and when you're done, you can trace it, and we can see how many different kinds of dogs that you guys can come up with. All right, go ahead.
Why did you use it?
You can go ahead and run it back, okay? What? The cat? That's awesome. I bet you can kind of use that and make some They were trace your square next.
Wow, I like the dog.
Right against the page, just draw a triangle.
Now I'm moving on to my dog. No, the dog.
You tracing these shapes, just kind of gotta move them around a little bit.
Mine's gonna be
Together.
tails to Mine's gonna be
There you go. Nice job.
Three units.
Alright, if you guys haven't moved on to the back yet, I want you to go ahead and do that. What? I think that one's a cat. They can probably make a dog that looks similar to that. Okay, make it look similar.
You have to move on to the back.
Do you have to these green things right there, those green triangles? Those are all the things that you add more colors. Yeah, like on your dog? Yeah, of course. How about you trace this, okay? It does.
Are you supposed to
Okay, you guys go ahead and trace your dog. Evan, you can go ahead and turn to the back whenever you're ready. Okay. Alright, before you do that, I want you to finish your dog. Trace this, okay? Your hands are just for your dog. There's your
Looks like it's done. What do you need to do?
I bet you can already put a shape on there.
Oh, yeah.
Where are the petals on here? The blue thing is sorry, that's what we. Yeah. Really good. You can trace that. Ooh, I like that. Alright, Parker, go ahead and go up the back whenever you're done, okay? Alright, read me number 3. What is number 3?
Oh, I see. Never mind.
Good. So do you see these green triangles? That goes to the petals at the top, right? And then this is a leaf. So can you add more green petals on top? Add some more. Can you go ahead and draw this for me? These are ears. Don't use that triangle. Use this one. This is way bigger than this one, isn't it? It's not the same size. Try to look at this. Perfect. Just like that. And draw some more. And then I want you to add another leaf. Over here. Dog, so it can be I want you to trace this down.
Put your fingers, trace one at a time.
Hey, Parker, can you trace your dog for me? This has. Did you trace yours? Can you draw 2 lines on that side?
Well, you're not turning those down, are you?
There, and one on this right there. And then it has a line going.
You're doing one at a time.
Perfect. next type of dog. Actually, mine's he's fishing right at me. Wolves can be boys.
That's cute.
You can make a Dalmatian. Okay. I'm going with the back.
That's not color. Okay, yeah, what's that? With your dog? Make it however you want. On the inside, right here, put a cat. So make your dog look kind of like that. Okay. Alright, raise your hand if you're totally done with your dog. Totally done. Alright, look up at the board. You guys can keep working, but look up at the board for just 1 second. Take a look at number 3. For number 3, you had to add more leaves and petals to the flower. Who wants to come up and show me where they added the leaves and petals? Petals to that flower? There you go.
Thank you.
Nice job. Okay. And then who wants to give me the answer to number 4? What is number 4? D. Perfect, because this is this arrow right here. So far, this arrow has 3 squares. Is everybody listening? This arrow has 3 squares. So your answer is D. Alright, go ahead and finish up on your dogs, and I'll let you guys share them. Share your answers. Good question. Okay. Guys, Olivia, oh wait, stand here, stand here. Olivia's gonna show us the dog that she made. Oh, it's hard to see on there. Okay, how about you hold it up for the class? Okay, Olivia, tell the class what shapes you used to make your dog.
Oh, see you tomorrow.
See you later.
I used a trapezoid for the head, a rhombus for the ears, a triangle for the tail.
What's your body made out of? Legs?
Square.
There you go.
And then I made a doghouse with triangle for the top, then a hexagon for the middle, and then a square, and then a square for the body of the doghouse.
Alright, thank you, Olivia. Here's your paper. Keep working, keep working. I'll go find one more person who has a really different dog. Don't worry. Put your hands down, put your hands down. Okay, I'll help you the last 2 minutes. I want you to take your finger and hold on to the shapes and move it a little bit away and then trace it, okay? What's up? What's up? Okay, how about this? When you're done, let's see, just go one at a time and tell your friends at your table what shapes you use and what things you add to your dog. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna start. I'll go with a tail.